can never get enough of it. Right? You can never get enough of it. Welcome back to Paranormal Man. Now, I have here 2 more videos that I'm going to be showing. The first one is going to be from Sir Spooks. It's 5 paranormal videos to keep you up at night. And then after that, it is top 15. And it's the top 15 videos that will scare you big time. Now, I plan on recording 2 of these before the night is over. So, let's go ahead and just jump right in with the first one. Now, another thing of note before we begin. Pause in here. I gotta show you this because I've been doing this channel for almost a year now, and free stuff. So, and for some reason, I kind of been waiting for this to happen, and it finally did. I actually got a comment that says, "Blow your nose, dude." Right there. Am I mad? No, I'm not mad at all because I've actually been waiting for someone to call me out on my allergies, and Lorraine Haynes, thank you, because that. Yeah, I acknowledge. I have some mildly bad allergies and all that. Even when I do blow my nose, it still tends to come back and hit me a little bit. It sucks. It does suck. But thank you. When I first saw that, it gave me a very good laugh. So thank you for that, Lorraine. But enough of that for now. Let's just jump right on in here with this and get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 paranormal videos to keep you up at night. So, let's begin. On August 31st, Predator Emojiless posted a video with the title, "Working security can get kind of spooky. I know it's likely just a faulty motion sensor, but with the rumors circulating about the place and the stories of multiple people shooting themselves in the parking lot, it really gets you thinking." In the video, we get a first-person perspective of the spooky paranormal activity going on at the place. He hears sounds coming from the restroom and goes to investigate. Take a look. As you can clearly see, no one was there. I think most people would be creeped out if stuff like this happened while they were working security alone. He says he heard 7 or 8 flushes from the restroom, and while it might just be a faulty motion sensor, like he points out, it's still enough to make you not want to work there alone at night.
That'd be one of my concerns, Yeah, is it really just a motion sensor, or is it that restaurant haunted?
In April of 2011, YouTube channel Sean Wells 2001 uploaded a video in which he claims to have caught strange activity from the attic door in his house. In the description of the video, he states the following, quote, "Every night when we go to bed, I hear my attic door shake that's in my closet. So I decided to get it on tape. Kind of freaky. Steven, my roommate, says it's the wind because I leave my windows cracked at night for fresh air. But I'm not sure if it's the wind." End quote. Take a look and make up your own mind.
That ain't no wind. Does that mean it's paranormal? Not necessarily. You know, for all we know, there could be, you know, a buddy of his up there, you know, pretending that it's a ghost.
As you can see, the strange activity starts happening around 3 AM, which is known as the witching hour. After he had caught this supposedly paranormal activity on camera, he asked the landlord if they could nail the attic door shut, and so they did. It is not known whether he experienced anything strange after that incident. So what do you guys think? Could it be a poltergeist, the wind, or a hoax?
It could be either of those, but I'm the least likely answer is the wind. You know, even if it was the wind, you know, it wouldn't be making it jump up at full force like that. It'd be just kind of making it jiggle a little bit.
The Ogden Paranormal Society, which I featured in a recent video, had another interesting video that I wanted to share with you guys. They did a paranormal investigation at Endless Indulgence Retroware in Ogden, Utah, where 2 incidents of paranormal activity were caught on camera.
What's that?
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh my god, did I bump it?
I don't know.
No, you didn't bump anything right there.
The owners had actually told them about the poltergeist activity that they'd experienced there, so it's quite creepy that that's exactly what Ogden Paranormal experienced on an otherwise quiet investigation. Be sure to check out their channel if you're into legit paranormal investigations. Link is of course in the description below.
Yeah, I live in Utah, so you know it's like, wow, it's creepy that, you know, things like that, you know, can even happen here. It's such a
On
peaceful,
September
it's such a
1st,
peaceful
Reddit user
state.
Spooks posted video taken from the surveillance footage of an empty cell. He said it was sent to him an hour prior and that he still
Except ironically for Ogden, Utah. So
had goosebumps. A group of people are watching the CCTV footage while filming it. Be sure to watch it until the end.
Jezus, maar shit. Ja, hij is uit. Ja, niet oh ja, net als in de films.
Oh.
Hij ging er echt naar
zie
binnen.
je? Ja, kijk.
Ja. Oh.
Although there isn't a whole lot to enhance in this video, I've still tried my best to let you guys have a better look. This one is pretty hard for me to explain. It doesn't look like a bug on the lens, nor does it look like a shadow cast into the room. There's something creepy about the movement it makes. Someone in the comments said that it could just be the hardware of the security system getting worn out after tapes getting reused. After a while, things start ghosting over. But to this, the original poster simply replied that there was no taping on these cameras because of privacy matters. So let me know what you guys think this is.
It's creepy looking, whatever it is. Real or hoax, it's creepy.
YouTuber C's Crazy Crossroads recently went to explore a location that he refers to as the Demon Church. What he didn't notice at first was the fact that he caught some very compelling paranormal activity on camera. He uploaded a follow-up video to showcase what looks like a rock being thrown at him. Take a look.
A couple of the viewers pointed out that there was something flying towards me off of the piano at 2:47 in the video. You can see it right here on the right side of the piano, our right. Boom. You can actually even hear it hitting behind me. This just absolutely blew my mind. I wanted to bring it to you guys so you can see it as well.
How did you not notice that at first?
This is absolutely amazing. I love it. Thank you guys for catching that for me. I really appreciate it.
If this was a rock being thrown, then I have no clue how he'd fake it, especially considering it changes direction mid-air. And since it can even be heard hitting something behind him, maybe it was a rock, since it had to be pretty heavy to make a sound that loud. But of course it's quite hard to tell what's truly flying towards him. Nevertheless, I found it to be very compelling, and if you want to check out C's Crazy Crossroads, as well as the full episode, be sure to follow the links in the description. And that was 5 paranormal videos to keep you up at night. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content.
Not bad,
My
not
name
bad.
is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Not bad at all. Alright, now we're going to move on to top 15 videos that'll scare you big time. Bring it!
Number 15, Invader. An invader is anyone's worst nightmare. This worst nightmare was caught on camera when it came to life in San Jose, California in May of 2015. After surveilling the exterior of the house in broad daylight, inside the home at the time were 2 women and a child who barricaded themselves in a bedroom. After climbing the stairs, the suspects attempted to kick down the door, but one of the residents pressed up against the door to keep it from breaking in. The 3 residents then locked themselves in the adjacent bathroom, where they listened to the suspects finally bust in the bedroom door. The San Jose Police Department said the suspects fled the scene prior to police arriving on scene. All the more reason not to sleep at night. Number 14, Attempted Jacking. This video reminds us to always lock our car door, even while driving. Captured in Avon, Indiana, at the intersection of Dan Jones Road and US 36. The footage shows a woman stopped at a red light at 7:45 a.m. on a Saturday. She's alone in her car when a man rushes up and tries to pull the passenger side door open. The man understood that the door was locked, and he stared through the window at the woman before returning to his own car. The man then backed his car up and got out of his vehicle again. For 2 traffic light cycles, the woman wasn't able to maneuver around this man. Investigators spoke with the man, but he wouldn't provide a statement. It is unclear what led to the incident, and at the time of this report, police were seeking witnesses as to what occurred. A reminder that you never know who you will run into in this world. Be prepared to protect yourself when you least expect it. Number 13, Graveyard
That was just
security. Imagine working graveyard security at night. Doesn't get much creepier than that. And this poor security guard is having a rough one. The footage starts with the guard saying he's been hearing something banging on the door, and he's hoping he'll catch whoever or whatever it is. As he enters an outbuilding, he states that the door was open again and attempts to alert whoever is lurking by shouting out that he's security. He immediately hears a small noise like a voice and then some clacking.
Hello, security. Oh, how do I keep opening these? Hello.
The security guard doesn't know where to turn, as he's not sure which direction the sound is coming from. As he wanders into the hallway, wondering where the person or people are, loud bangs resound in the building, enough to send a braver man out the door.
Hey, you need to come out. I'm not playing anymore.
The security guard seems to have decided it's best to get back up. Outside, he's heard reporting to someone over the radio that there's a red truck on the premises and the chapel light just turned on. The guard enters the chapel, warning the trespassers they might be put behind bars, but all that answers is a girl's sing-song voice. Again, he nopes right out of there, as many in the comments of this video point out. At around 11 seconds in, there appears to be the bottom half of a person with gray pants and black shoes, standing off to the right in the darkness. Whether this was one of the intruders or a trick of the eyes is up for you to decide. Whatever it is, I wouldn't be surprised if this security guard is looking for a new job. Number 12. Stranger danger. When you head into the middle of nowhere in search of a cave, you certainly aren't looking to meet strangers. YouTuber Lil Goofy says that whenever he goes to this place, nobody is there. Not this time. He published this video of the incident in July of 2019, writing, "I brought a friend to see a rare cave in our local mountains that hardly anyone goes to. On our way up through a trail that leads to the caves, a stranger came out and waves at us. Then he pulled out what looked to be a big blade, so me and my friend ran since we didn't have any protection nor cell phones." In the video, the stranger is pointed out at a distance. He's dressed in black, and the YouTuber notes that his hands are behind his back. When the pair realize that the man has a blade, they hightail it out of there as fast as they can. As they slow to a stop, realizing they both left their phones in the car, the stranger rounds the corner, and they run off again, taking a left fork in the trail and wondering if the stranger knows the trail better than they do. After a while, they watch for their pursuer and catch him on video running up the trail. Finally, they make it back to their car in one piece. What were this man's intentions? Evil or not, this looked like it wouldn't have ended well. Number 11.
That was creepy.
Sneaky snake. What if you fell asleep only to awaken to find a venomous snake slithering in the sleeve cuff of your shirt? That's what happened to the relative of a patient in a government hospital in India. The man was napping on the floor when a green venomous snake slithered inside his shirt. When a member of the hospital staff noticed the movements in the man's shirt, they called a local wildlife rescue society for assistance. Personnel from the center arrived and managed to remove the snake from the man's kurta, which is a loose collarless shirt in India. Surprisingly, they did not awaken the snake during its removal, and undoubtedly, that man certainly thinks twice now before catching some Z's on the floor. Number 10. B&E attempt. B&E attempts are usually done under the cover of darkness. They're usually done with planning. They're usually quiet and choreographed so as not to draw any undesired attention. Not this one. A home in the Tower District in Fresno, California experienced an attempt of bizarre proportions. It was all caught on security camera. Christine Paul, the victim of the attempt.
I'm sorry. I've never seen someone cry because their failing at an attempted breaking and entering. I gotta see that again. Oh my gosh.
So as not to draw any undesired attempt of bizarre proportions, it was all caught on security camera. Chris-
Oh man. Sorry about that. That was just too bizarre.
Christine Paul, the victim of the attempted break-in, said that the female assailant claimed that her friend lived in the home. When Paul told her to leave, the woman wouldn't take no for an answer. The woman paced Paul's front porch for 15 minutes, pounding on the windows and front door. This is when Paul called the police and waited in fear for their arrival.
Hi.
Do you live here?
No, I don't.
So why are you banging on the door?
Because my friend was there.
When Paul told the woman she was armed, the woman started to retreat, but that's when police showed up. The officer asked if the woman lived there. She replied in the negative and claimed her friend lived at the home. It's not anything anybody wants to face at any time, Paul said of the incident. It's just a good thing that this woman was unable to enter the home. Number 9. Store ghost.
Wow.
Sometimes even those who've crossed over to the other side still need a drink. YouTuber CBin98 published this haunting video in December of 2018, stating that the store in the surveillance footage is in Sydney, Australia. The short video shows a display being pushed and at least one bottle busting open. It almost looks as though someone struck the bottle. After a long moment, the entire display falls onto the floor, all the bottles inside breaking open as they fall to the ground.
What a
The
waste.
last 5 seconds of the clip, however, are the most haunting. They showed the display rocking and being jerked around of its own accord. Whether or not the display fell due to the disruption or was pushed over by the Phantom is unclear. Either way, that was definitely some expensive Phantom rage. Number 8. Road Bat Rage. Rage gets even scarier when it involves a baseball bat. In July of 2017, this rager was caught on camera crossing lanes on a motorway in his Mercedes Sprinter in order to go after another driver with a bat. According to Metro, the 36-year-old assailant tailgated a Corsa driver before overtaking him and braking suddenly. The driver then weaved across 2 lanes in order to wield a baseball bat at the Corsa driver. This was all filmed via the Corsa driver's dash cam. The driver of the Corsa had been driving the national speed limit of 70 miles per hour in lane 3 when he was approached from behind by the assailant, who flashed his lights indicating the Corsa should move into the other lane. However, traffic in that lane prevented him from doing so, which is what set off the driver's rage. The rager was banned from driving for a year and will have to take the driver's test again in order to regain his license. Number 7.
Idiot.
Area 51. The U.S. facility in Nevada has long been a thing of curiosity and theory. The highly classified facility inspires the wildest theories.
Okay, so as of the recording of this video, tomorrow is the day of the big raid. Now, by the time this video gets posted, the day of the raid will have passed. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what to expect. But I pray for the people that are actually dumb enough to go there that they don't get themselves killed. Or at the very least, I pray for as little casualties as possible.
But no one really knows what goes on at Area 51, which is why YouTubers like Mac Adventures remains fascinated by it. They published this video in October of 2016 writing, "We decided to camp at the back gate again, and it didn't end up as pleasant as we thought." The footage shows the moments leading up to the interaction between the YouTubers and what they call the camo dudes who protect the secret site. According to the YouTubers, they couldn't show the actual confrontation for security purposes, but two of the officers exited the guard station and one approached them by vehicle, asking the crew why they were there and what they were doing. When the YouTubers responded that they were going to camp there, the guard said it was okay, but no photos were permitted of the location. The YouTuber goes on to say that the YouTube crew was held at Barrel Point by these same guards at Area 51's secret back gate. Although there was no footage of the interaction, the security team detail begs the question, what is going on behind Area 51's closed doors? I guess we'll never know. Number 6. Haunted Mansion. This Haunted Mansion isn't a Disney theme park ride. It's the real deal. On the Chills Narrator subreddit, Be More Talk submitted this freaky video in July of 2019 writing, "This video was made while it was 115 degrees out, and I say this because while we were filming, we noticed that someone was in the top floor of this 42-room mansion that was built in the 1800s. The Uplands mansion appears to be rather decrepit and is buried in nature. Lots of trees around and ivy growing up the mansion walls. Perfect scene for a ghost sighting." The video navigates the overgrown shrubbery surrounding the exterior of the mansion, some of which is covered with graffiti. At one point, as the YouTuber notes, there appears to be someone in the upper window. The YouTuber says someone keeps poking their head in and out of the window, but the visual is not clear. Whatever it is, it's enough to keep them out of that mansion, at least for now. Number 5. Human Spider.
Alright, all I saw was the shadows of the trees, so I'm not convinced on that one.
Arachnophobes, beware. This spider's far creepier than your average tarantula. Footage taken of a spider in India has social media users
That's a
freaking
face
out
on
big
that.
time. Markings on the spider's back appear like a human face.
That is
mouth, eyes, human
creepy.
hair, and all. Has Spider-Man been found? People's Daily China quipped on Twitter.
That just ruined the fear for me right there. That's ruined
Followers
the fear.
suggested the spider must have crawled out of Area 51, or may infect the population with who knows what. While this spider's human face looking back may be particularly realistic, others appear mask-like in their creepy facial patterns. Either way, definitely not something I'd want to find creeping around near my home. Number 4. Rough Sea. March of 2019 saw rough seas off the coast of Norway, and what's worse, the Viking Sky, a Norwegian cruise ship, experienced engine failure while on these rough seas while en route. Onboard footage of the incident is reminiscent of the film Titanic, as furniture slides across the ship's floors and collides with walls and with people, while the ship jostles uncontrollably from side to side. The cruise ship was stranded off of Norway's west coast when it lost power. The captain of Viking Sky sent a distress signal as the vessel started drifting towards land. Minutes away from banging against rocky terrain in a notoriously scary stretch of sea, rescue ships and 5 helicopters were sent to airlift the hundreds of passengers out of there. Afton Posted newspaper reported one of the first fishermen to rush to Viking Sky's aid. Jan-Erik Fiskerstrand said, "It was just minutes before this could have gone really wrong. The ship could have hit the rocks if they had not started the engine and fastened the anchor." A captain of another local tourist operator said the area is a shipyard cemetery. This incident could have taken a turn for the worst. At least there was no Titanic body count. Number 3.
Got that right.
Gone wrong. When you're being thrown around in the air by an amusement park ride, you never think this is going to happen to you, but it did to some thrill seekers in Ohio in July of 2017. A passerby was filming the amusement park ride, likely not expecting to catch this malfunction, but that's when something broke, causing a piece of the ride to fall apart midway through. At the time the ride was carrying many people, those watching can be heard exclaiming as the ride falls apart before their very eyes. The footage of the malfunctioning ride has since gone viral. This video really goes to show that you never know when a piece of machinery can malfunction. It's just sad that these thrill seekers had such an unfortunate fate due to this ride. Number 2. Forest Phantom. In a frightening Twitter thread, Gregory 80 when something broke, causing a piece of the ride to fall apart midway through. At the time, the ride was carrying many people. Fortunate fate due to this ride. Number 2.
Alright, now I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up after this video and after this session, and do some more investigating on that and let you guys know in the next video what exactly had happened.
Forest Phantom. In a frightening Twitter thread, Gregory88 shares a frankly freaky series of posts about an experience in the woods, including a video that has Twitter more than a bit concerned. Greg's thread begins on November 30th, 2018, where he claims to have seen something in the woods. He tweets, "Even though it might not be super safe to be out alone in the woods, it still feels better than being home all the time." He continues writing that he was walking in some woods that would be pretty if they didn't feel so creepy. Just when he was starting to feel at ease, he came across something strange in a clearing, but he only made it about 30 feet before he ran into something much creepier. He posts a picture of what he found. It appears to be an animal skull of some kind, mounted on a rock within a blackened triangle. Other smaller rocks are placed around the triangle, and on the skull in some sort of ritualistic looking design. Greg writes that he discovered something new in the wilderness every day, but he isn't nearer to comprehending what's going on. He said he felt dizzy as he headed away from the rock towards his home, but again he didn't make it far before he ran into yet another fright. A hooded woman dressed in black hovering at a distance on a hillside looking at nothing. Greg says she didn't see him as he hid behind a tree. Apparently he'd seen her before in these woods, but it had been weeks since his last sighting. After she left the hillside and drifted off into the forest, Greg darted home, fearing the whole while that she'd pop out and confront him. He asks the Twitter sphere if she's a witch. If not, what are these strange ritualistic displays? He also claims the video is proof that his imagination hadn't run wild. At this point, I just want answers, and I feel like I'm getting close to getting them, Greg writes. I'm just scared of what they might be. We're all pretty scared, Greg. We all are. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and I hope you're indiscriminately. On a busy street in Denver, a man dressed in a black hat and trench coat began firing indiscriminately in the street. The whole scene was caught on camera by passers-by. The man can be seen making his way down Lincoln Street and crossing the road at 9th. From his apartment window, which overlooks Lincoln Avenue, Dallas Irwin was driven to record from his phone after he'd heard it below. A woman can be heard in the video, saying how scary this is, as they watch the man in the trench coat pass a lady on the street corner. She asks if they should phone the cops. Irwin says they're already there. As it turns out, many witnesses had already called 911, which is why the police arrived so fast. Luckily, none of these nice folks were harmed in the event. The man firing, however, was taken out by police. Thanks for checking.
That's a guy that has an obvious death wish. Alright, well thank you all so much for watching. Those were 2 more videos for the Paranormal Man. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, I'll leave a link in the description to Sir Spooks and Top 15s, and I will catch you all in the next video. Like, subscribe, and bye.